So in this video, we're going to look at the differences between sparring K1 style kickboxing and Muay Thai. Now I took these videos from the Siam Boxing YouTube channel. Go check it out. The full videos are over there. So in this one, we're just going to look at a couple of segments out of the sparring footage to compare the difference in the styles and how you'll spar differently, or you might have to spar differently, dependent on which rule set you're training for. So I don't know who these guys are. In this first clip, we're watching some K1 style sparring. So notice how they're quite boxing orientated, and that's because K1, everything scores equally pretty much. So all techniques score the same and nothing's favoured. No strike is favoured over another. So red shirt used a nice measure there. They're coming in low. They're going pretty hard by all accounts, but I think knowing they're going to be on the Siam Boxing channel probably made them go a little bit more, because this video's got quite a lot of views, a few 100,000. I don't know who these lads are. I don't know, like, they're highly touted fighters, but you know, they're pretty well schooled, and it's a nice gym setup. They're sparring individually in a ring, so it's not open mat sparring, which means it's more likely to be a bit more competitive. Looks like both lads might be training for a fight, but you can see how the kicks are mainly to the leg, and there's probably 5, 6, 7, 8 punches for every one kick thrown. Now the main thing that you'll see, you're competing in boxing or kickboxing, your stance is going to be a lot lower than it is in Thai boxing, and that's why guys that transition over to, let's say, MMA from a Thai boxing background, and they're standing much taller, much more upright, which you're going to see in the next clip. When we're boxing, in order to get power in our legs, we need to have a wide base. So your feet need to be wider than your hips. That's where all your power comes from, driving through the legs into your punches. Because in K1, they're scoring a lot more with the hands. Guys are going to come in without the fear of the clinch. They're going to be able to get off more combinations in the pocket. You have to lower your base. This makes it much more difficult to block roundhouse kicks. So you're going to naturally eat more leg kicks. You're going to naturally eat more body kicks. So a tight guard's much more important. And then when you're coming into the pocket, because you're not going to be clinching, you're going to be like glove to glove a lot more. You're going to see this type of thing much, much more in a kickboxing spar. Thai boxing, as soon as you step into the pocket, you're in a clinch. You've also got to adjust your hand positioning because of the worry of the elbows, and to be able to prevent people from just grabbing you. If your hands are tied to your head like this, a guy can just grab you, no problem. So we're going to move on to the Thai boxing spar now, and you're going to see what I'm talking about. So this is Liam Nolan and Nico Carrillo, two brilliant UK fighters. So all this footage is filmed in the UK by Siam Boxing, a UK-based videographer that's just into Thai boxing by all accounts. So they are throwing punches, and the punches, you know, it's pretty hard sparring. Like, Thais are known for being much more playful, but in the West, we can't fight as regularly as what you would in Thailand. So yeah, Westerners will spar Thai boxing a bit harder. And these boys have got skill, they're controlled, so that, you know, they know what they're doing. So you've seen a lot more kick exchanges, and that's because the Muay Thai body kick, under the rules, you know, it's being judged and scored correctly. The body kicks and the knees are going to be scored more highly. The trips and the throws and the dumps score quite well. So the punches are going to be used more to either just try and knock your opponent out or just set up your kicks. So they're a bit more few and far between. What we saw in the kickboxing sparring is it's predominantly boxing with the occasional kick, whereas here we're seeing lots of feints, lots of trickery to land that body kick scoring, and then a lot more variety of techniques used. Really, it's amazing how much just the scoring criteria, and then just the ability to use more weapons like elbows. You're seeing a lot more things have to happen. So the tie up in the clinch, they're having to extend their arms, control the arms and control the hands to prevent elbows. And in order to block the kicks, you're going to have your hips higher. You're going to have a narrower stance, and that's going to affect your boxing. That then makes your boxing a little bit more less efficient at times. So you'll see Liam Nolan and Nico both standing very tall, both standing quite upright, and that's going to enable them to lift the legs easier, going to get their teeps off quicker and get to the roundhouse kick. So they're going to lift the legs up to block kicks much better from here, and that's going to prevent a major score from the opponent. They're also going to have a higher guard, not just to protect the head from strikes, but also enabling them to catch kicks. If your arms are down and you've got that low lead hand, like what we saw in some of the kickboxing sparring, you're not going to be able to catch a kick very effectively, and you've got a risk getting kicked in the head as well. Whereas here, that scoop of the kick, their kick catches are going to be much more readily available from that position. So there's lots of things that will change when you spar in Thai boxing. And then You know, you could spar a Thai boxer as a K1 style kickboxer, but then you've got to bear in mind that you both spar into two different rule sets. So the Thai boxer is just going to think he's winning if he's landing his body kicks and knees, and the kickboxer is going to think he's winning if he's landing 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 punches, even if they're on the gloves kind of thing. What's better? I don't know. I think if you was going to be an MMA fighter, it would be best to do a combination of both, because MMA guys will be more hands heavy and hands focused. They'll often fight with a lower base, lower stance, so they can defend takedowns more easily, because if you're too tall, you're going to give up the hips. But then they don't have the same dexterity with the legs, so you're not going to have that great kicking game. And also, I would say, defensive striking acumen of a good Thai boxer, because Thai boxers are very good at managing the distance better. They use their teep to disrupt rhythm a lot more. They'll use lean backs and slide backs a lot more than K1 stylists. I mean, even like the likes of Giorgio Petrosian, who's good at the lean back, came from a Muay Thai background and fought in the stadiums, even fought book out, I believe, in a Lumpini Stadium or Rajadhanan, don't quote me on that one. So I think, in terms of like how heavy people go, people often confuse K1, it's hard sparring. It is harder sparring, but that's usually because there's more hands involved. But if you go to a Thai gym, the guys sometimes, like you'll see in that video, they're kicking each other pretty full bore. So I think you can't just say like, oh, Thai's always play. No, it's not. It is maybe in Thailand, but then from my experience in Thailand, I've also had guys try to fill me in. So don't ever get lulled into a full sense of security unless you've got a trainer monitoring, either in the West or Thailand or whatever, telling you to go light. You just kind of spar as you do and use your skills, being mindful of the rule set in which you're training in the environment. If you're sparring in a Thai boxing gym, you're going to be looking to land those body kicks, those knees. If you're going in with too many hands, one, you're going to walk onto a lot of shots. You're going to get grappled a lot more. And two, you're probably not going to win on points if you to compete and you're going to try and adopt a K1 style into that format. You'll just see you need to make adjustments. The same thing, if you're a Thai boxer and you come into a K1 style, the Thai boxers are often waiting, they're going punch, punch, waiting for the kick. A K1 guy, like what we're seeing, he ain't always throwing that kick. So you can kind of get stuck waiting for the kick to happen or the leg attack. And the guy's throwing 5, 6, 7, 8 hands, that starts getting through the holes in the guard. You're also not worrying about the clinch, so using the long guard can be a bit less effective under a K1 style. So this is just a little video just analysing some sparring footage. I would say it's equally hard in both sports, the Muay Thai and the K1. They're both sparring at pretty 80-90% power. And you'll just notice a few things and a few variations between how they approach the spar, the pacing of the spar, and the rhythm of it's a little bit different. Hope you found that useful. If you did, give it a like and subscribe. Go check out Siam Boxing's YouTube channel. He's got loads of great content on there, loads of training footage. And yeah, he's just an excellent content creator. You can also follow me over on Patreon for more things like this. You can get in touch with me via direct message over there, and we can have back and forth conversations about any of your queries. Pro striking out. I'll catch you later.